You would open the show with 20.
20.
And then you'd bring up the other comedians.
Yeah.
And then you would
close with 20.
Headline with 20.
Yeah, and then I would go open again and close again. Basically, over the weekend, it would be like 9 shows. And so it got to a point where like by the last show of the night, each night I'd be like, blah, 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 blah. And no one would laugh. And they're like, you already did that one. Because oh my God, I would be like so confused because I was doing so much material.
Yeah, and you're splitting it up. It's like not cohesive.
No.
That's crazy.
It would happen a handful of times and they were like, you already did that one.
That's brutal. You know, it'd be so funny if you just did the same 20 minutes.
Again at the end.
You're like, hey, I only have 20 minutes. I'm just going to do it twice.
I'm just trying to get this right.
Just see how it goes.
I'm filming a 20-minute special at the end of the year.
Hey guys, and welcome to Friend Crush Podcast. I'm your host, Yvette. And today, my first friend crush ever is Connor Wood. And the reason he's a friend crush is because I had been following him for a really long time on the internet. I'm sure we all have. He is so funny. And then I met him in real life and he ended up being just genuinely like the nicest person ever. Just so kind-hearted, so generous with his time. He's really become a great friend of mine and we had such a fun time talking today. He is starting to do stand-up now, or he's been doing it for the past couple years, and he has been absolutely knocking out of the park, just selling out everywhere. So if you guys can even find a ticket to one of his shows, you should definitely go. He is so great. I'm so excited for what's to come. And today we just had a really fun convo. We talked about life, stand-up, funny stories, embarrassing stories. It was really great to talk to him. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let's go. So you're in pain.
I'm in pain.
And thank you for doing the podcast, even though
Are we recording?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, so hi guys, I'm in pain. It's such an honor to be here. Everyone say hi in pain.
Hi in pain. Hi, Connor in pain today.
Hello. Ciao.
What happened?
I don't know. I really don't know. I was talking to you this morning and I had a shoot this morning and then I got home from the shoot and immediately I like walked on my door and it was just like both sides of my back.
Just
one whole strip just tightened and then I like went to shut the door and like I couldn't breathe. I was like,
oh.
Because I bit in a certain way.
Okay.
So and I looked it up.
Yes.
I'll be dead by morning.
Yeah, that's like cancer and AIDS, I think.
It was
like
everything.
the first one that came up, I bet, on WebMD.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, the first one was like something that happens to everybody.
Okay.
But I skipped that because I was like, no, I'm different than
You're built different.
I'm unique.
Of course.
And so I have cancer and tumors everywhere.
Yeah, it's spread.
Yeah, it's already, I can feel it.
Malignant tumors.
And it's contagious.
Oh.
So.
Okay, cool. So you can spit in my mouth at the end and we'll just be in the boat together.
It's airborne, so we're all done.
Oh, so it's done. We're in a closed space. Okay,
Everyone
good.
look under your chair. We all have tuberculosis now.
Well, that's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
I'm happy to.
No, it's so one thing about you is that you're such a generous like person with your time and your malignant diseases.
Right. They call me super spreader. That's
beautiful.
Yes.
Well, Connor, thank you so much for coming on the pod.
Of course, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah,
finally.
I know we finally have you in the room. How do we know each other?
That's such a good question. It's a truthful question.
Yeah, it gets to the center of it.
Just like everybody else, I do not remember meeting you.
Yeah,
we were fast friends though.
Yeah.
I don't know, internet, right?
Internet?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one day you followed me and I went, Connor just followed me.
That's crazy.
And then I followed you back.
That's also crazy.
And I was should I DM him? And then I didn't.
Okay, very cool. Well, look how far we've come.
And now we're literally in the same room together.
Yeah, we're in the same room together. I feel like we're in the same room together a lot.
Yeah, we have a lot of mutual friends.
We have a lot of mutuals. I know you are always there in the blink of an eye when Aiden texts you, hey, we're just grabbing a couple beers in this dark basement on a Tuesday night.
No, that's so true. And you know what?
Oh, Yvette's coming. And I was like, I knew that she would.
You know what? I even thought about this one time. I was like, I can't be setting this kind of precedent where like Aiden can just text me and be like, come over right now. And I just show up.
Right.
But on the other hand, I love it when people do that to me.
Yes.
I love
what do you mean?
Come here right now. We're hanging out. I don't want to make a decision. I don't want to make a plan.
Okay.
Just text me like, hey, we're all here and we want you here too.
What's so funny is you will come to these extended happy hours that we go to. And like happy hours should be reserved for people that are really like working themselves into back spasms on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I don't even deserve a back spasm. Like I do because of who I am as my character, but not because of how hard I work, you know?
Right.
Like speaking about back spasms if they're earned. Like people, like where was I going? Oh yeah, happy hour.
Like a nurse should get a back
People
spasm.
earn happy hours.
Yeah.
Aiden and I go to happy hours
At 3 p.m.
Yeah, well, we actually wait until the bell rings at 5.
Okay.
So where
you have an
we
alarm
can
in your
go.
phone. You're
Well,
like, let's go.
Technically, like the deals don't start till 5, so like we
No,
do
yeah.
wait for the deals.
No, good.
We do wait for the
important
deals. It's usually buy one get one or something, but we
Beer and
go
a
there.
shot.
We go to these happy hours, you know, like several times a week. We had this conversation last week where I said, "Listen, if we like never saw each other, it would be an excuse to go Tuesday, Wednesday. But like we're actually going with the same like 4 or 5 people every day. It's getting to be like a self-fulfilling prophecy. We need to like break this cycle to where we miss each other and then we deserve to go to a happy hour.
It's essentially a book club.
Right.
A daily.
And the book?
The book
Welcome
is...
to AA. That's what it's about to be.
And that's really beautiful.
Right.
And you guys have so much fun. And then I usually show up like 8 hours in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not drinking.
Right.
And I'm just like, hey guys, how's it going? And
Right.
you guys are like, what the fuck is up? And it's always really
Hey.
nice.
When you get there, it's kind of like, oh my God. Yeah, it's time to go home. Like, what am I
Right.
doing out still?
No, literally.
Yvette just got
There
here
was
to
one
like
time-
tell us all to wrap it up.
Yeah, that's like closing time is when
Yeah.
I get there. It's like, fuck, we stayed out too late. Yvette's here. Like
Yeah,
that's
you
like-
walk in and everyone's like, oh, let's call Ubers. Does anyone need I'm going this way.
Because I'll go like after shows, like
Yeah.
after like my whole day is over.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I still got a little energy left. I'll come meet.
Yeah, because your days go so late.
Yes.
I
Which
s-
yours do too. You're a comedian.
Every now and then, they're not like, I don't know. They're not like, there's no schedule. Like mine go late on the weekends.
Yeah.
And then during the week, I'm like, okay, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's why I'm like, if I'm out late on Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm like, at least it's justified because I'll be in the most random city in America for the whole weekend.
Right.
Solo. With my favorite people in the world,
Sure.
the Hilton Garden Inn staff after dark,
Yeah.
who are understandably always asleep when I get back
Right.
and
There's
have
no, like-
inevitably lost my key. And I'm like, hello, is anyone?
You're like
I'm like an
ringing a bell.
honorary staff member. I watch all the buttons they press so that one day when someone inevitably does not wake up behind the desk, I can be like, I know, it's like 698 432 to get in and issue me a new key.
Wait, they're asleep at the desk.
No, there's a back room
Oh.
late at night because like no one's coming in and out. I don't blame them. I would definitely go to sleep.
In the back room.
Yeah.
Wait, I used to work front desk at a hotel.
Really?
Yeah. My first job out of college. I was like at this very bougie
Where?
hotel in Nantucket.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was honestly crazy. And there were a lot of really fun stories. But yeah, someone used to do that, but there wasn't like a back room. You had to stay up all night. It was like a luxury hotel. And my friend worked the night shift. I worked until 11 p.m. and I passed it off to her.
That's a beautiful time to get off at a
Oh
hotel.
my God, yeah. Oh yeah. But I would get like really weird requests and stuff. But anyway. But
Like
apparently-
what? Like
Oh.
what was the weirdest request you got at the Nantucket Hotel?
One time someone tried to Me Too me. It was like this.
Me too. You?
Yeah, I don't know how to like explain that otherwise. He goes, he was a guest at the hotel.
Yeah.
He goes, he's chatting with us. He came in with a fake name on his reservation. And he goes, don't look, he eventually told us his real name, but he was like, don't look me up. I got all wrapped up in the whole Me Too thing. And then he kind of peer pressured me into getting my
Oh.
number. I was 22
Okay.
and sort of extremely stupid.
Right.
And he was like, let me set you up with my son.
Oh my God.
No, I know. You're hearing this and you're like, this is, and I understand what you're
hitting
hearing.
that button that's under the desk, like, help
No,
me.
yeah,
I'm
literally.
sorry about the table.
And he saw my phone like on the desk, like around the side of the desk. And he was like, let me put my number in your phone. And I was like, and you can't say no. Anyway, so I was like, all right, whatever. Like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, he'll send me a dick pic or something.
Yeah.
He did not, thank God. He did try to like hang out with me after work. And he was like, we could be friends. But anyway, the night before that, he went up. This is crazy. He went into his room with like a blonde, skinny, beautiful woman after spending, I don't know, $7,000 on like 2 bottles of wine. Okay. And then he goes to his hotel room with her. 5 minutes later, room service goes up, comes back down, comes to me and goes, they just had sex.
So how often did Hunter Biden visit the hotel that you worked at?
He summers there.
Okay.
So just like a weekend every summer.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So did you ever work a service job?
Yeah, I did. I worked at catering at like a country club.
Oh my God. So that's the same.
It was kind of the same. Yeah, it was like a little bit crazy. Like people would get drunk. It was like weddings or like Mother's Day things or like whatever. And people were drinking a lot, including all the staff, except me. But they would be like,
you're like, I've never touched the stuff.
You know, it'd be, well, no. I was the staff too.
Yeah.
But they would all get wasted and be like, fuck, it doesn't matter. Like we're just delivering plates of food and like take.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I don't want to drink with you guys. I don't know you. Like, my motto at work is clock in, clock out. Your coworkers are not your friends.
Sure.
And so I was just like, no, I'm not much of a drinker. Thank you.
Wait, how old were you?
17.
Oh.
16, 17. I wasn't much of a drinker.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So that was, I didn't get anything like.
Yeah.
Any Me Too situations.
No one tried to.
He tried to Me Too you said.
Yeah. I call it Me Tooing myself when I give someone my number that I should not have given my number, which I'm working on in therapy.
You should be like, that's not my phone. I'm holding it. I found it. I found it on the ground.
Yeah, literally.
It's like it's a picture of you as your screensaver.
It's me and my dad, like on my screensaver.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know that's your dad.
Oh my God, weird. This person took a picture of me when I wasn't looking.
He's
and
like
my dad
obsessed.
on portrait mode, and we're looking and smiling.
I can't lie though. I'm a terrible liar. I've never lied in my life.
What?
That's a lie.
Okay. Well done.
Hey, starting now, right?
Boom.
But I'm very bad at lying. Do you believe in white lies? Can you tell a white lie?
My name is Fibs.
Is that what
Yeah. No, it's not a lie, but it's shortened. It is. It makes sense because I love a white lie.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have like a go-to set of lies?
Yeah, that like so many that I've forgotten if they're even lies.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people, like, depending on what situation I'm in, I'll lie about where I'm from.
You're one of those.
Yeah.
Like at a bar.
Yeah. Of course. It's like, it's fun, or if it will benefit me to have been from a place and I know enough about that place where I can like talk about it and have some gain out of it. Yeah.
Sure.
Who does that hurt?
So where are you from?
Well, we're Nantucket. I was talking about my father. He's gone now.
What?
He's no longer with us. He left the country.
Connor.
He's overseas.
Where's your dad?
He's at home in Houston.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. That was scary.
Oh no, I was talking about my father being the guy in Nantucket.
Being the Me Too guy.
Yeah.
He tried to set me up with you. That was the pretense of him getting my number. The Me Too guy.
He
started a group. Actually, it was really funny.
Are we doing a bit right now?
I don't know. This is real.
Okay.
The story of the Me Too guy.
Yes, I know that's real.
You're his son.
Okay, got it. So you're going back to my
should have been
hypothetical.
together. Yeah.
I started sweating so bad because I thought I was okay.
Tori, it's just your back. Anyway,
sorry, I'm leaning forward.
If you're hunching over.
My sweat is. We have 2 beads. Twins.
Anyway, so okay, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you grew up in Houston.
Yes.
Don't touch the mic.
It's really hard for me. not to touch the
so hard
mic.
and like it's really hard and I get it.
And I want to kind of chew on this thing every time.
Every time I'm near this mic, I want to put it like in my mouth.
It's really impossible not to. That's
It's
why
something
no
about
one
the
ever.
texture of it.
I'm always talking to it like this and like rubbing my mustache on
It's
it.
like a sensory thing. Like I'm so glad you said that because
It's
I always think
amazing.
that and I'm like, what does that say about me? Like, is it phallic? Like, what is that?
No, it's not phallic. It's just sensory.
It's just sensory. Like, it looks like it's some like cotton candy. Like, you
Right.
just bite it.
If Freud was around, he would say it's definitely phallic.
Right. It's like, that's your dad's cock. Like, you want it. That's what Freud would say.
Cock? Like, that's your DC? I don't know about. I can't believe you just tossed cock in the mix, like in the middle. Okay, that's fine. I was already sweating.
I'm crying.
Oh my God, you just don't hear that word on a Tuesday, ever.
Really? I say it all the time.
Do you really? Why?
It comes up. Like, it's very effective.
Oh my God, where are you from?
I'm from here.
Okay.
I'm from Westchester.
Okay.
Is that not a thing in Houston?
No.
What do you guys say?
Pee-pee?
Is it like because you guys are religious down there?
Audience make some noise. Yeah, we don't say.
I'm sobbing right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. You're sweating.
We just don't say cock. Is
I'm
it obvious that
crying.
I'm sweating?
No. I'm crying.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway, what I was trying to say was, so you grew up in Houston.
Yes.
When did you post what was your first viral moment?
I didn't have like a major. I didn't have like a Britney Broski like
blow
kombucha
up.
thing.
Yeah.
It was so gradual for me, which was cool. Like that's what got me. I was like, oh my God, this one is. I remember getting 40,000 views and being like, I am God reincarnated.
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah.
And then the next one would get like 50. And then the next one got 100. And I was like, okay, I'm like learning how to do this.
Yeah.
But no, there was no like, there were spikes all the time with like followers and stuff. But like, there wasn't like this one that like, all of a sudden I'm like at 1 million followers or like 2 million followers. Although I think when I signed like at my agency, they probably thought I think at the time they probably thought I was like Alex Earl style growth. And then you hit that plateau and it's like, this is actually where I'm living now.
You're like, actually, this is all they want.
I will be here.
You're like, actually, this is
everyone else keep going. I'm like, I have my back is fast.
I'm hanging back here. I'm good. I got my people. Like, we're fine.
I'll be over here.
Does that ever get to you, like the numbers of it all?
No, not at all.
Really?
I'm actually pretty comfortable. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel good, but I do want as many like followers as I can get. Like that's not to say I don't want more followers.
Right.
But like my like people that I like work like my peers, I would call them.
Yeah.
I'm not like jealous of anybody.
Yeah.
Or I don't feel like lesser than. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. Do you?
No. No. Yeah. Sometimes I have. I'm good at catching jealousy though. I have like a strategy for it where like if I feel, okay, I'm jealous of this person, I go, okay, do I want what they have or should I not be jealous? Because like if I don't want what they have, then there's no reason for me to be jealous and I can just be like, okay, I'm excited for you. If I want what they have, then I go, okay, how am I going to get that? And then it's now a job and a project.
Time to lock in.
And it's time to freaking muscle up.
Oh my God, lock in. I've been using like way too earnestly recently. And it's actually starting to scare me.
You know what I like to say instead? Strap up.
Oh my God. Put your cock on.
It's
time to go to war.
Exactly.
No, what you said is like rings so true because it was like 2 years ago when I first heard don't like other people's success does not affect your own. And I was like, oh my God, that is so true. But it actually does.
How does
because every time someone gets somewhere when they are like in our industry, like when a TikToker writes a show or like gets something, then it's like, oh my God, did that take one of the places on this network for a TikToker to have? Like we already have a TikToker with a show. Like we're good. You know, they pass on it.
Right.
That worries me. But I've made it up in my head. I don't know that anyone's saying that. So
I actually think that now that you're even saying that out loud, I've had that same fear and worry because I think you and I both have that similar like career aspiration where we like want to go into traditional industry. We're both like working on like shows and movies and things like that. We have like those ideas and desires.
Right.
But I do think generally if someone opens that door and there's like a proof of concept, then like networks and stuff, like they want to do more of it.
See, I could as easily tell myself that when I'm going to sleep, but no, I'm like, oh, they're done. Like they've ex-nagged me. I'm like blacklisted.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's what I tell myself in my head. But it could just as likely be like, oh my God, this is the future. You know?
Do you do negative self-talk?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Me too.
Oh my God, I do. This morning, I finally brought back in the like 5 full minutes of gratitude, which I was doing for a while, which actually like
do you write it down?
Helps. No, you sit there, no phone. I try to do no phone for the first hour in the morning. You know, if I wake up early enough, or else it's like it's a work day, you know, like get on your phone. But I do like no phone first hour and then like 5 minutes gratitude. The rest is just, I'm just like staring at the wall. It's been an hour. But
do you set an alarm on your phone to make sure it's an hour?
No, I try to just be like, okay, get through this first 60 minutes of like withdrawals from blue light.
Right.
And then you can have some blue light as a treat.
That's good.
But by the time you get through that first hour, you're like, I don't even need it. You know, so you wake up early. Yeah, no, I'm like, oh, I'm good. What's happening on Instagram right now that I need to see? Another wedding? I'm good.
I feel like you've been at nonstop weddings for the past like few weeks.
I have recently. I went to 13 last year.
Jesus Christ. Is that because everyone's from Texas and they all get married when they're 12?
Yeah. I was talking to one guy who has 6 weddings in June that he has to go to. There's 2 weekends with 2, and he's going to both. I'm like, that is, you have to burn some bridges.
Yeah, you gotta say no at a certain point.
You shouldn't have even been invited to that many. You shouldn't be friends with that many people.
I think what's good about the early weddings is that by the time I feel like you and I are ready to get married to people, maybe each other, we'll see how this goes. It'll be like those people will be divorced. So we'll get the second round.
Yeah.
And they'll like know what they want this time.
Right. Now, that will never happen in Texas.
No divorce.
They don't get divorced.
Okay. They stay together.
They hire someone to kill their spouse.
Okay.
Right.
Good.
Yeah, there's no divorce. You can be in the most unhappy marriage of ever.
Really?
And it's like, it's my fucking bitch wife, and he's my fucking loser tiny cock husband over there.
Perfect.
They hate each other, but they take a lot of pictures together and they look really happy. You would never know. What's that called? The Stepford wife?
Oh, the Stepford wife is like the thing where the wife's like brainwashed and all she can do is like her 3 tasks and like make a sandwich.
Yeah.
And that's what, if I ever got a Labbotomy, that's what I would want.
Oh, so Stepford wife is like Labbotomy vibes?
Yeah, it's Labbotomy.
Oh my God. I had no idea. Like, I need to stop using phrases that I
you don't
just
know.
like work in the sentence. You know, the Stepford wife, the perfect wife. I could go on another podcast and say that. And so they would just, what if I went on like Jenna and Friends and said, yeah, my ideal.
You're like, what I really
Price,
want is a Stepford wife.
wife.
And everyone's like, oh, you want a brain damaged
Fibula
partner?
canceled on the Today Show. In real time. Watch live here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so you blew up first, or I guess gradually sort of started blowing up, but like I feel like you were kind of an early adopter of TikTok.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
I think so. I felt like I was late, but
I guess well, that's negative self-talk, my friend.
no, I literally was like someone that was saying like I don't need another social media platform.
Really?
Yeah, but in the back of my head I was like I don't want to see another round because I tried to be Vine famous.
Really?
I posted a lot of Vines and like some went like I think viral. They probably had 100 likes.
That's viral. Vine was crazy. I think about Vine like twice a day.
Me too. I think I've talked about it twice today. I talked about it in the shoot this morning. But like I remember not wanting to download TikTok, but like everyone at my old job had TikTok and they were like, "Oh my God, I spent hours on TikTok last night." And I was like, "You guys are sheep."
Right.
I will never download an app that I spend hours on. My phone in the shower, like I'm trying to scroll with my eyes because my fingers are wet. Um,
I remember the first, I downloaded TikTok during COVID because I had the same thing where I was like, I'm not gonna get it. Like, it's fake Vine. I'm loyal. I'm a Vine loyalist.
right.
And then I downloaded TikTok, and I literally, the first few days I had it, walked into a door because I was walking out my house.
Holding it? Yeah. Oh my God. Like, me too. So the last time I had one of that was like a medical emergency. I was getting like tunnel vision, and we had it was like 2021, and like someone was having, we were in like Newport Beach, the house I was staying in. We had like a backyard party, and like the neighbors were over here, and like other neighbors were like way over here, all spread out in like our groups. And I had to leave, and it was like the first time we had like at a distance talked to people in like a year. And I had to go inside and lay down because I was like, I have a tumor. It was from looking at my phone from this far, from that was probably the most volume of screen time I'd ever had in my life, because I was blowing up. I'm rewatching my old videos.
Oh yeah.
At the time, and I was just like, I'm at work right now. Like, I need to clock in my like 12 hours a day on TikTok.
Right.
But it was like my body wasn't used to it. I was in physical pain. Like my neck was locking up right here. That could have been the start of today.
Yeah. This was like a long problem.
Oh my God.
You've long COVID of TikTok.
For real. And of COVID probably as well.
COVID. Wait, so what made you start posting?
I got fired from my job.
Let's go.
For COVID.
Let's go.
Yeah. They fired us over a Zoom call. They fired 280 of us or something on like a Zoom meeting with the screen just black. And it was just like, hi, guys. Hope everyone had a great weekend. You have all been selected to have your jobs no longer here. Thank you so much. And then the screen just went back and the computer restarted, and it was just like, bienvenidos, new computer, and I was like, oh.
I love how they immediately wipe everything.
No, with the startup jobs, I worked at Bird, the scooter company.
Oh, okay. Wait, I also worked in like tech transportation. That's so funny.
Where?
Via.
Oh yeah, VO, right?
VIA.
Oh.
Shout out.
Okay, well that makes more sense than.
They also fired me.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. It is funny.
No, it is funny. It was because it was sort of, I started going. Who is it?
Oh my gosh, my IUD just fell out. Nobody move. My sunglasses. What were we talking? Oh, sorry for your loss. Your job.
No, you too. I feel it.
Yeah, no, they fired us. What's so hard about the tech jobs is that you spend so much time working, and you're on all the time that it's like, okay, I can't have my personal laptop and my work laptop. I'll just do some personal stuff on here while have downtime.
Yeah.
And then of course they always fire you whoop. You don't get the time to back up any of your stuff. So I lost a lot of personal stuff. Of course, I was using about 4 hours a day at that job, applying to other jobs because I was miserable.
For sure.
So I lost a lot of cover letters, which was a bummer. And all my updated resume stuff, of course, I saved on that computer.
That's hilarious. You do that on your work computer and be like, actually, that's the only copy I have.
Oh my God.
It's not even on the cloud. It's literally just on the desktop.
No, just I was dragging over and ding, and it was just sitting there cover letter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I remember one time I was sharing my screen and I went to switch windows and I clicked into a window that had 14 LinkedIn job applications open. And it was a team meeting and I'm on the projector and I'm
no.
You sure you want to close these 14 tabs? And yeah. So I was and no one said anything, but I know people in that room were just oh my God. Dude.
Just a rookie mistake.
Yeah, because I've lied to get every job that I had.
You have to, yeah.
I'd been underqualified and then I learned what to do when I got there.
Jobs are fake.
Jobs are fake.
People don't say that. I think higher ed is mostly fake. I think some higher ed maybe isn't. I think getting your master's is fake.
I don't really know what a master's is, to be fair.
Okay, an MBA, I've heard, and please chime in, is just a IRL dating app.
It's like a run club.
It's a run club.
Yeah.
An MBA is a run club. They're just trying to have a few parties and hang out. And they're like, we're not working because they're all like starting a company.
Right.
And so then they're just like, this is not working.
Okay. But then they're like, well, I got my master's.
Oh my God.
Okay. Someone with an MBA just died because they're talking about him downstairs.
I was talking shit because I'm debunking
Just
what an
passed
MBA
out,
is.
like they were listening.
And mind you, I've never gotten an MBA. I've never been to master's grad school. Master's school.
I've never been to the Masters. I've heard Augusta's gorgeous this time of year, but and congrats to Rory on the win. The one person will understand what I just said.
Okay,
probably, I think.
and I don't even want to know, so
That's
I'm good.
Okay. We did 3 separate things right there. Bang, bang, bang. So
you started posting because you got
Yes.
fired.
yes.
And were like, what was, you were just bored, or you were like, I want to be funny?
Yeah. Well, no, I started posting before I got fired,
Okay.
but not in like a viral way. But then I was lucky enough to be living with 3 of my friends. So it was just like we're having the time of our lives. I hadn't been let go yet, but I was doing very, very minimal work.
For sure.
Which is actually really unsettling when you realize how like non-key your job is in the grand scheme of things. Like when I was at the office, I was like, what up, bitches? I'm here, like
Right.
clocked in. I'm sitting I'm in meetings all day. But then you realize also like, what were those meetings? Like, what was I doing all day?
Yeah. That's how I feel about there's some relationships I've had where I'm like, what did we talk about?
What did we do that whole time?
The whole time. Like I was in a relationship for a year and I literally was like, what did we talk about one time?
Oh, 1 year. Yeah. So confusing.
It's scary.
But I was filming like us just like doing random stuff, and I was just, like, we were just like laughing the whole time, just like crazy person laugh. And then when I got let go, then I started doing I was almost like workplace humor guy.
Really?
Yeah. Because I had worked in tech for so long that's like all I knew.
Yeah.
Was like college and working in tech.
Yeah.
And the job stuff was like really relatable for a lot of people being laid off and like applying to jobs. And I kid you not, Yvette, I applied to like over 90 jobs in the time while I was making TikToks before I signed at UTA.
Okay.
There you go. Was actively interviewing, and then basically was like, after I took a couple agency calls actually, and I kept being like, oh, this is like something I'm doing completely on the side. I'm looking for a job. So like just heads up, like I will be getting a job. And then I would never hear back from the agencies. So finally I kind of was like, I'm just going to take this one differently. And I was like, yeah, this is my dream.
Right.
This is my dream.
Which was a lie.
It was a lie. Yeah. It was like, as soon as I'm jumping ship, as soon as I get a job.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what's my quota? Like, what's my KPIs? And everyone laughed on the agency call. They were like, you just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
We're good. And then I was like, oh, like I post, I grow, and I work with them for like opportunities and stuff. But that was when it became a job for me. And then I was like, okay, now I've got to dedicate time to this every day.
Right.
I had my personal like quotas, but I was still applying to jobs. But that's when it all started. I was doing like workplace stuff, which is, I've never thought about that before until now.
Right.
It's so freaky.
Yeah. And then
I don't even know what stuff I do now, but it's not.
It's just being a goofball.
Yeah.
You're just kind of like a fun hang.
Yeah. I do think I could go to San Francisco or San Jose still and like do a startup whole like set.
Do it.
It would be fun.
You should do that.
But things have probably changed so much like since I've been in the workforce.
You're
I'd be like
Zoom calls and they're like, what are you talking about?
I'm like a millennial of having a job.
Yeah, you've been out of the game for so long.
You guys know when you have, oh my God, I just like lost my breath just now. Did you hear that? When I do like any certain quick movement, it does it.
Oh no.
And I lost what I was going to say, so.
Yeah, it's gone.
Let's move forward.
Okay.
I throw up. keep going.
The show must go.
You guys keep going without me.
It's just me staring blankly at Chris. Like, what do we do?
Is he dead?
We don't call the ambulance. Or
No,
anything.
just keep going. I need to lay on the floor. By the way, like from my last shoot until now,
Yeah.
I just laid completely on the floor.
Was it hard to get up?
No, I rolled over onto my stomach and then I was able to get into cat position and then up onto my knees and then into my shoes.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's great. I'm sobbing. Right
I'm
now.
praying like it's not like an actual chronic,
No,
like
no.
I have hours to live thing and this is my last thing I do. Like,
I said this to
we're
your
all
parents.
joking. Here's his final words. Your dad's fat cock. Podcast ends. He's dead. In memoriam.
We just clipped that one thing.
It's like in gray, floating across
Connor
the sky.
talked about his Oedipus complex.
Ugh. May he rest.
Related to death? Question mark, question mark.
That's my last thing on my Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Excuse
Known
me.
for his Freudian joke on the last podcast he ever did.
And then they typed in Connor Wood Freudian joke, and there's 180 results because I do make them all the time. It wasn't even an original piece. Oh my God. Praying and so many thanks to everyone listening to this episode.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry I can't complete a
Anything.
single thought. It's so funny. Every time I go on a podcast, anyone's podcast, they're like, this was not like any of the other episodes. Enjoyed it, but confused. No
Okay.
thoughts were finished, and I'm aware.
That's fine.
I haven't taken any sort of like Adderall, Vyvanse, anything like that since college, since like finals.
Sure.
And even then, have you ever taken any of those Focus?
No.
I should have been prescribed them like 100%. Like
For sure.
I have mind-blowing ADHD. I don't even think it's like on a scale.
It breaks the scale.
It's not even on the Kinsey scale at all. It's on its own scale, and it is debilitating.
Sure.
But in college, I was so scared to take anything because my mom scared me
Yeah.
with pills,
Good.
including drugs. She called Adderall and Vyvanse party drugs.
Really?
And I was like, oh.
And how was
They're
your mom
evil.
using them?
My mom isn't using Adderall.
Why did she think it was a party drug?
She had read that probably in one of her
yeah.
emails. And
In a newsletter.
yeah.
Yeah.
The newest party drug actually gets your kid good grades. I never did them until like junior or senior year. All my friends had it, and I was
Sure.
like, oh, I would never. But I got really desperate because I had like there was a finals week where you could choose to take all of your finals the same week
Yeah.
and then be done with school a week early.
Okay.
And all my friends had opted for that one, but I was upping my hours. So I actually had like 7 in 1 week. But they were all going on this like big trip. And I was like, oh my God, if I take all 7 this week, then I can go on the trip.
Mm.
So I would take the Time Release capsule, Adderall or something,
Time
Vyvanse
Release.
something. Time Release one, which is time released.
Yes.
And I would open it up and I would pour little into my water bottle and shake it up and drink it to Time Release, the Time Release capsule. I don't know if it did anything.
That's how you're,
And it probably didn't. Like, I think it's now, the potency
Yeah.
of it was probably diluted so much that it never worked. But
I love how, like, where did you even come up with that?
I
As,
made
like,
it
a
up
way
in
to
my
take
head. I
it-
didn't, there's no way I Googled it because I was probably too scared. My parents were still checking my history, my browser history.
Right. You're like, the police are going to get called if I Google this.
I thought that.
Yeah,
I
I'm the
did
same
think
way.
that.
I thought that if I took a drug, I still think this, if I take a single drug, I will die immediately because of what my mom ingrained
It's
in
probably also OCD or something.
me. You think?
I think so.
Damn it.
I don't know though. Someone is going to clock everything I said wrong in this episode.
I believe you.
But
I'll go with
I'm
it.
such a huge fan of placebo.
Sure.
I own crystals. I own a lot of crystals.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you charge them?
Yeah.
The whole thing? You're just like,
I'll
that's
put-
the LA in you.
It's whatever. Like whatever people do, like if enough people do something and and they're happy with it and it works for them, who am I to say?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's not real.
Float your boat.
You guys seem very happy over there. Now, I think a lot of happiness stems from being really dumb.
I completely agree.
Yeah. But I'm jealous of that.
Also agree.
Less thoughts, good.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot to be said about that. The joy found in like knowing less or maybe thinking less. Oh my God.
That's it. It's just the clear your mind thing. They're doing the 5 minutes of gratitude, but that's their whole day.
They're doing the Stepford ways. Right.
They're all Stepford wives, and we're the husbands because we have full thoughts.
Oh my God.
And we, Anyway, how did you?
That was
so you were doing your online thing, and then when did you start doing stand-up comedy?
2 years ago.
Okay.
Actually over 2 years ago. I started touring 2 years ago on this
Crazy.
tour. Fibs and Friends. When does this come
out? June.
Oh, cool. Last round of Fibs and Friends tour dates comes out. It will be out, and it's this fall. Come join us.
Yay.
Thank you. I'll do the plug early.
Yeah, plug it right in the middle.
So it was well, in case people stop listening if I keep talking about the placebo effect and
you keep
Freud.
getting sidetracked by like Freud and Vyvanse and like your mom scaring you about drugs.
Right.
So like we'll lock in. Let's strap up.
Strap up.
If you don't strap up right now,
lock in
and tell me. Okay, so what did you always want to do, stand up, or was that like something that sort of fell into your lap?
When I left my job in Austin via being fired the first time, I was like, when I get to LA, I actually had one dinner once at the very tail end of my first job post grad, and I was being so funny, and I was just on this roll that I was like, I should write that down.
Wait, who was at the dinner?
It was actually really funny. It was one of my coworkers who's Australian.
Okay.
And she had a friend that played on the Dallas Spurs, which is a basketball team.
Okay.
Who is pretty famous and had a restaurant say open for us, and we all got invited, and it was 12 of us, and it's a long table, and I was just killing it.
Love
so
that.
much. The player, famous dude, just head on the table, just hitting the table, and I was like, wow. And it was bang, bang, bang. It had to be 8 minutes. It felt 25. I'm like,
yeah,
oh
8 minutes at
gosh.
a dinner table with that many people is
and I was
a
middling,
lifetime.
so it was the whole table, smack dab.
You're holding court at that point.
It was a great feeling, and I was like, I'm kind of good at this. When I moved to LA, I'm gonna start doing stand up. I'll do open mics and stuff, and then never did because I was working so much, startup vibes.
Yeah.
And so never did, and then started posting on TikTok, and I kept getting asked hey, do you want to do a set? Do you want to do a set? And then I think it was Tim Dillon who messaged me and was like, do you want to do the show or something? Or are you doing stand up yet? Something like that. And I was like, no, you're the 8th person that's asked if I'll do this thing or am I doing shows, whatever. And I was like, but I bought all the books. I bought Judd Apatow's book, and I bought Tina Fey's book. And he's like, you can read all those books, whatever you want or something. But you're not gonna get better unless you do it.
Yeah.
And he said that, or he said fucking go and do it. You have to get reps in. You're not gonna get better. And so then I went and did 5 minutes in Malibu, I think it was. I think that was the first show. And I killed.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, wait.
You're like, wait, am I amazing?
Good at this. And then I did the second show, and I was like, I'm gonna kill myself.
Right, after. Yeah, you can't. Okay, here's the thing about stand-up that people don't know. Sometimes everyone's always your first set is the worst. That's actually not true.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes your first set, you don't even know what you're doing. So it's just accidentally you sometimes can hit pretty hard.
There's no expectations.
Yeah, and you're just like, okay, whatever. Or like you prepare, like my first set, I think I prepared so much for it because I come from an acting background. So I was like, this is my monologue and I memorized it. And so I actually had some like decent jokes that like some of which I continued to do for a while.
Yeah.
So my first set was good. And then the second set, you're trying to redo the first set and you lose it.
See, that's tough.
Yeah.
The redoing of jokes or like trying to like recreate
like the magic thing that
some
happened.
interaction you had with the crowd, which I've done so many times. Losing that where if you have a good like bit crowd work piece, like trying to recreate it is so never gonna work. Ever. It never works.
There's some tricks to crowd work.
If
like
you can get someone into the same position.
Or like if you ask them a question that sounds like an open-ended question, but then like you actually have like an answer that works kind of whatever they say.
Yeah.
That's like the sneaky way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I have some jokes that like I'll act like I'm like, I have a story for that. And it was already gonna be in the set, or like, oh, I did that one, like whatever. But there have been like these original interactions where if I bring up like the crowd before this, they're like, we are not the crowd before this. Why are you telling us
like,
this?
Actually kill yourself.
And that has what to do with us?
And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
You're texting other bitches? That's weird.
Yeah. Like they don't give a shit about the crowd before this, unless you have like a full bit about it. But
you going on stage being like, well, the crowd before this really liked it.
Yeah. No, you always
okay.
You always have to be like, you guys are so much better than that crowd. Like, you're the best I've ever had.
Have you ever bombed so bad that you're like, would you believe that this usually does well?
I bombed so hard. I said, does anyone here have a gun? Toss it up here. And no one laughed at that either.
Yeah,
they were
so they're gone when you can say something like that and they still are like, actually, I hate you.
No, it's insane.
That's also the crazy thing about stand-up is that when you're bombing, it's like they hate you. Like it's not like I'm not loving this joke. It's like I actually hate you. Like I hate your guts. No, and you should quit.
This is my time you're wasting.
Yeah.
And this is my evening?
Yeah.
And you're up there? Oh, yeah. It sucks. It's horrible. And you see the pain in their face and it's just like, and you think I want to be up here. The worst thing, by the way, that you can ever do, and we talked about this at some point, is be like, fuck you guys. This is funny. You don't know comedy.
God,
I'm a comedian.
I've seen, I feel like there's a lot of boy comedians like early in their career. And they love to fucking do that. They love to be like, well, you know what? Fuck you guys. This shit is funny. And then it's like, oh yeah, you guys you suck. You suck, you shitty crowd. And I'm like, why would you like have a little empathy for the people in the audience?
I'm always thinking like, let's get these people their money worth.
Yeah, that's what you should be thinking. They bought a ticket to see you.
Yeah.
And like, they spent their time and they came all the way out. That's like so special.
That's the way I'm thinking. And so if I don't have this like uproarious thing the entire time, I feel guilt. I'm like, oh my gosh, they came all the way here. But I either want killer openers when I'm on tour, which I have right now. Like,
yeah, you have some great openers.
They're great. Or I want the shittiest comedians in the world to where I feel like everyone's like, the second coming of Christ, he's here. When I get out there and I'm like, sorry about that. Like,
you're like, I don't know what that was anyway.
Anyway, hey, y'all. Like, it's like Jesus Christ superstar.
It's like an overpromise or like an underpromise, overdeliver thing.
Yeah, it's like, sorry about that. And they're like, you're here. But
I do think generally it's easier to follow people that are good.
It is.
Because like they heat up the room, they get the ball rolling, and then everyone's like in the groove, everyone's having fun. And then you just walk in and you're like, let's go.
It is so much more fun when the crowd is just like, oh my gosh, tonight has been awesome. Let's keep going, Yes. What was I going to say? Right when I first started this tour that I'm on right now, I used to, because I started out hosting when I started doing shows.
Yeah.
And I had this show that I ended up like doing so many times in Malibu that it became like my night that I would host every single time.
Okay.
And it was a great show.
Was it like once a month or once a
month?
Once a month, okay.
And it was so great, but I got so used to hosting that I was like I need to open for myself. And then I'll have 3 comedians and I'll close for myself.
Okay.
And that was my first That was my first year, basically.
You know what I love? That everyone just let you do that. I've never heard of that. And then actually a story, I don't know if I told you this. I went to Arizona because I was featuring for someone. And we were like at like the mic drop in Arizona. We had like a local host. And she literally was like, yeah, Connor Wood was here last week. And he did this like really weird thing where he like did 20 minutes at the top and then 20 minutes at the end. And I was like, why didn't anyone tell him not to do it?
No. No one told me. No one said a word.
I mean,
including my team.
It's fine to do that, I guess. Like, was it working?
No, God, no. And it was funny because I would do 2 shows back to back. Usually, if we travel somewhere, and some weekends, like I think Raleigh, North Carolina, we did 5 shows in the weekend. So it was like 2 shows a night and then 1 show the last night. And so each night, I would go out and do 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. Like a night.
Between,
so
like,
I would basically do 4 shows.
Because you would open the show with 20.
20.
And then you'd bring up the other comedians.
Yeah.
And then you would
close with 20.
Headline with 20.
Yeah. And then I would go open again and close again. So basically over the weekend, it would be like 4 shows a night. So 4, 8, 9 shows a weekend. And so it got to a point where like by the last show of the night, each night I'd be like, blah, 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 blah. And no one would laugh. And they're like, you already did that one. Because oh my God, I would be like so confused because I was doing so much material.
Yeah, and you're splitting it up. It's like not cohesive.
No.
That's great.
It would happen a handful of times and I was like, they're like, you already did that one.
That's brutal. You know, it'd be so funny if you just did the same 20 minutes.
Again at the end.
You're like, hey, I only have 20 minutes, so I'm just going to do it twice.
I'm just trying to get this right.
Just see how it goes.
I'm filming a 20-minute special at the end of the year.
And then your team is like, this is good.
I do the 20 minutes. I'm coming to your city, and I'm doing the same 20 minutes 9 times. Come out.
It's like some version of a
Come
nightmare.
to all 9. No, it's Groundhog's Day.
Yeah. That's
It's
crazy.
so anxiety inducing to think about just like looking back at old shows and being like, what was that joke that I told about healthcare? It was so bad. Like it's so crazy how much you learn and like how formative like each season of your stand-up career is into the next one. It's like, I had somebody come out that booked that first show in Malibu and like all of the following shows in Malibu. She came to my show in New York at the Gramercy and she said, I am in like, your confidence on the stage is so different than you were a year ago. I'm like mind blown. That's not even like the same person.
Yeah.
Like Liam Kulla and I do shows together and
I was like, yeah.
I had the same feeling for him. Like I was like, oh my God. Like we kind of got started at the same time and like I would be like, oh, I always thought everybody was great, but then I saw him at a show in LA and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
We're like comedians now.
Yeah, it's cool how quick, if you're doing the work, you can grow so much. And especially because you and like people like Liam, like you guys are getting so much stage time like right off the top. Like I started stand up before I had a following online.
Yeah.
And so it was like every spot was like fighting tooth and nail to like get like clawing my way to it. And it was just like open mic after open mic and like all this stuff. And like it made me so much better. But I mean, you guys just have more time on stage to just like work, which is really like the hardest thing to get.
I know. And that was funny. Like we talked about this morning too. I feel like I'm in one of my old shows. Like I'm like, did I say this already?
We're actually in the interview still from earlier.
Like thinking about TikTok now and like all the books that I read where Judd Apatow's talking about Adam Sandler and him living in a lofted apartment, 1 bedroom, and they're sleeping in, and they're like going to open mics every night. And I'm like, we didn't start out doing that, but like we are getting immediate feedback and using TikTok as like a sounding board and taking those jokes to open mics after we've tweaked them enough and like cut the fat.
Yes.
So in like a way, like looking back, ideally in an ideal world in 10 years and being like, oh my God, remember TikTok. The same way we
Really?
just like, I hope so.
Oh,
And
like
it's like,
TikTok was the
remember
open
when
mic.
the comedians were like starting out on TikTok and then taking those and tweaking them and
Yeah.
going and doing open mics or whatever and then taking them and making specials out of them. Remember your first special? Like that'll be so funny.
I would love that. That sounds
Oh, this
beautiful.
is laminate. That's not going to help.
Yeah, we're manifesting it with your crystals.
No offense. It's great table.
No, it's a perfect table. It's a perfect table, and there's nothing wrong with the table. It's a little
perfect.
wobbly, but it's good, and it's laminate.
Oh, that's laminate too. Sorry. Oh, it's great. It's
There is
great.
no
And
real
it's-
wood in this building except for you. Yeah, you're hard right now.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm like,
You got your dad's cock.
Anyway, do you use TikTok as like an open mic? Do you like workshop jokes on it?
I'm really mad because I got out of this habit, but I was using Twitter as a sounding board.
Oh, fun.
And then, not to bring up Judd Apatow's book 7 times
No,
today,
he's
but
a formative person in your life.
I know. My favorite thing that he has in his book is that he started when he writes jokes, he starts with the punchline
Yeah.
and then works out like in a spiral. And so I thought of Twitter as like I'll post punchlines
Yeah.
and then I'll make 60 seconds out of the punchline, which is awesome. And then you get a joke every 5-10 seconds, in the 60 seconds. But it was working really well. And then I kind of like got away from it because I stopped wanting to post jokes online so that I could do them on shows.
Yeah.
Which is cool. That's even a real thing for like us right now. We can actually, I'm like wanting to save a joke for an audience that's buying tickets for
Right.
a show. That's so cool. But eventually I'll get back into that
Yeah.
because
I
I'm going
think-
to after this next round of tour, I'm going to film it and then I'll be done with all these. I'm going to have to write
Right. And then you'll start from scratch.
an hour again.
Ah, yes.
I can't wait.
And your next hour is going to be so much better than this hour, even. Like, you're going to look back at it.
I know. I've kind of started it.
Oh, really?
I've been thinking of themes around what I want to do. It almost makes me want to like have that be the first special, my next hour.
I think that's probably a good instinct.
I know.
Honestly, I just feel like in stand-up you have to throw so much away. Like, I was hoping to be at a good hour. Now I have like an hour's worth of jokes like I could tell,
Mhm.
but I'm kind of like hovering around like 35, 30 right now that I like really like to do actively because I keep replacing jokes with better jokes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'd much rather just keep doing that until I feel like I'm really like cooking.
Yeah.
Because it's like stand-up takes so long.
It does.
Like, that's the thing with stand-up is like it's a lifetime.
Well, you have to litmus test it, which is crazy.
Yeah.
You have
And
to be
then you have to keep honing it.
Right.
It's never like done. It's like it's like clay and you're just molding it all the time.
Yeah. I write jokes per city I go to for
really?
the city.
That's fun.
It's a fun challenge every
Yeah.
time because I write it like the day of the show.
Right.
But thinking back, like how you said you keep adding new jokes, thinking back to like the 45 I was doing last leg of tour, I'm like, oh my God, I don't tell any of those jokes anymore.
Yeah.
So it's weird to like be like, I wonder if I could bring those back in and tweak them, make them better,
Right.
and then have so much like free
Material.
play.
Yeah.
Move stuff around and
Yeah. With that, sometimes what I've done with like old jokes is like more the themes come back in different ways.
yeah.
Because I feel like I'm such a better joke writer now than I was when I started. So
Mhm.
it's like, but you can like play around with the things that I'm still thinking about similar things. Like I'm still interested in similar topics.
Right.
So I feel like that's kind of like how I
That's
do
fun.
it.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
I know. I felt like at first a lot of my jokes were very like almost gimme jokes. I remember I had this bit about airplanes.
Okay.
And every single thing I do about flying, airports, airplanes, flights does numbers.
Really?
And then this comedian, yes, every single time, because you think that it's out, like it's like overplayed,
yeah.
or like someone's probably gotten here yet. But if you deliver it in a way that's like your voice,
Yes.
that's a
Yeah.
new joke.
I do fundamentally agree with that. I think there's no such thing as a hack topic. There's
Yeah.
only like a hack joke. Like,
and
I think
delivery.
if you're doing it the way that you do it, like I talk about dating, but I talk about dating in like the way that I actually don't really talk about dating much on stage, to be fair. But online, like I talk about dating.
Yeah.
But I talk about it so personally and like in my voice that it's like it is still different from how other people talk about it.
Right. It's just parallel thinking.
Right, exactly.
But I had one comedian who's way younger than me be like, "You're doing airplane jokes?" And I was like, it was like zoo. And I was like, how many times have I told those jokes?
Right.
Like so many. I wonder if everyone's thinking like this, like
This
fake, this phony, like how did he get up there? Like they're going home and getting on Reddit and being like, let's dox him. Like he told an airplane joke. But no, it's well received, and you can have a parallel thought as somebody else, and you can actually have a parallel punchline, but it's your delivery and like the way you get there.
Yeah.
That is like unique and special. So I've come to Jesus there a little bit. Like you're okay. Like you can tell these jokes. They're well received. Like just because a comedian in the space is like, you literally just did like airplane food. People like it.
Now airplanes are falling out of the sky. So it's like
it's in the news.
It's fresh again.
It's topical, yeah.
There's stuff to say. There's new angles on it.
There is. Yeah. And that's always fun too. Do you do like topical stuff like this thing happened today, let me write a joke about it today and perform tonight?
No.
I will tell you the worst thing that I've ever done. The worst thing I've ever done was that when Mitch McConnell do you know Mitch McConnell?
Yes, I know Mitch McConnell.
The last time I told this story, I can't remember who it was to. They were like, is that like a Pokemon? They like didn't know who Mitch McConnell was.
Wait, that's like, so scary.
Yeah.
Oh, our education system's bad.
Open up the schools. He had gotten up on stage and it looked like he pooped himself. He was like,
oh, just because of his face.
I mean, I think he was having a stroke, but he was up there and I was like, oh my God, this guy definitely shit his pants.
Sure.
And I went up and I was hosting this show and I was wearing a
suit. In your first 20 of the
and
night.
glasses and I just went out and was just like. And everyone's like, is he good?
You didn't explain it?
No, and then I was like, that was my impression of Mitch McConnell this morning. And everyone was like, whoa, like, are you good? And I was like, you guys are all in Malibu. You don't watch the news.
Yeah, definitely not like Republican speakers of the House.
Yeah, that was also where I did a joke about how hard it is to get health care. And they were like, my daddy owns the lake. Like they didn't understand. Like they're like, it's hard to get health care. Like I just have it, you know?
Like I wonder what he's talking about.
No,
like,
but it's
whispering to other people in the
so
room.
funny because I just done, this is another weird thing that people don't talk about, but I just done a show in East Hollywood, which is very like comedian heavy, working actors heavy. And I did this joke about how hard it was to get healthcare. And I guess I was 25, about to 26 doing this thing. All right, no, I must have been 26 because I had found healthcare. Or maybe it was 27 because I had a year
of healthcare. Of new healthcare.
I had no healthcare for a year.
Perfect.
Because I was just like, I don't know how to do it, whatever.
Yeah.
Pray I don't have a back spasm.
Yeah.
But I was like telling this joke and this dude, I can't remember his name, but he had a Netflix special, which at the time I was like, that is just like, you're the most famous person in the world to me right now. And we were doing this show together. He's like, brother, keep that in. Like, work on that. Like, that is like such an incredible piece.
Yeah.
Timeless even. And I took it that next week to Malibu and they were like, flop. And so I never did it again.
Stop.
But
really?
It's a funny joke. Well, I'll have to look through my like several notebooks of gibberish to find it, which sucks.
I think that's the interesting thing about like jokes like that is that sometimes you can shorthand them when you first tell them if you're talking to like your people.
Yeah.
I do fundamentally believe there's always a way to translate a joke and make it accessible to everyone. That is my like core belief.
Yeah.
I'm sure like we brush up against the ends of that at some like many times in various ways, but like I think that's some of the fun challenge of being a stand-up is like figuring out how to like communicate every joke.
Yeah. I think now knowing that they're not just these universal like not every joke is just this universal like funny bit.
Right.
Yeah.
And there is some stuff you have to throw away. Don't get me wrong. I throw away most of what I do. Like, that's just reality.
Doing shows in Texas was a challenge, to be honest.
Really? Even though that's where you're from?
Yeah.
What was hard about it?
I just like didn't have a read on the crowd at all.
Really?
Have you done Texas?
No. Where were you in Texas?
It was interesting. And when I bravely said that to people, they were like, no one has a great time in Texas. Like, it's so weird, like going to the East Coast, going to the Midwest. The further you go west, like the harder the crowds are to like get a read on. I don't know if that's everyone's experience, but that was my experience. It's been my experience consistently this whole tour.
Really?
Yeah.
And so what do you do? It's just like you're just not able to like kind of connect.
I don't know. I gotta go again.
Yeah.
And figure it out.
But that's the thing about stand-up too, is that you kind of have to do it like 100 times and then you go, oh, I know what it was.
Yeah.
Like I figured it out.
Yeah. The audiences, I want to have like an hour where I go, because I watch so many specials and I'm like, they did this everywhere.
Yes.
You know, because they've perfected this special.
Right. Well,
so this has to be well received. I guess you could pick where you tour also.
But like by doing it everywhere, they got to that special.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's how they got to the universality of the success of it. Like you do it everywhere and you do it a million times and you work on it forever.
You're really pulling out a lot of diction today. Like really well, really, really good words.
Really?
Yeah.
I read
Okay.
a fair amount. And when is that good?
Yeah, it's good. It's incredible. I was like, it almost sounds like a chat GB. Like there's someone in your ear being like, throw this one in there. Curveball.
Yeah, that's me. I actually
See if he knows this one.
It's me chat.
It's me chat. It's me chat to you too. All day. I had this cold brew today. Yeah. That truly might have triggered. I just saw your cold brew over here. Mm-hmm. That might have done my back end because it was like I had a flat white this morning and then I had this massive cold brew and I really truly might have been like over caffeinated. I want to look into that.
Just went
I must have done
just like
something.
Literally twisted it.
It's just crazy that I'm like getting.
Let's get massages after this.
I would love that.
Let's get like a couples massage.
That would be great.
Like hold hands during.
I'm so down.
That sounds really fun. I need that.
Do you have allergies?
Kinda.
Oh my god.
Well, everyone has allergies in New York right now because
I'm getting
of the trees.
A train ran on me in New York this week.
You're getting your ass ate by.
I'm getting my ass ate. I wore no underwear today. I wore white linen pants. It started raining.
Ugh, brutal.
Everyone could see.
Your cheeks.
Oh my god, yeah.
Schlong.
They were like,
schlonged up.
Who's that girl? Hold up. That's not a, they're like, oh, when I turn the corner, they're like, oh, his balls are out.
Okay. So stand-up's good.
How'd we get there?
So what's like, what do you want to do next? Like, what are your goals?
TV. Period, I think.
What's exciting to you about TV?
The lack of interest I have in it right now.
No, because you're not watching TV. You're watching your phone.
Oh, yeah.
Do you watch YouTube?
No, because I don't like anything coming out. I really think that we're in this era of like, put more content out. People are binging stuff and then it's over so fast. They need the next one.
Right.
And it's coming out crap, like to be frank. Like it's just like 3D printed television that people are finishing so fast that it's like, okay, give us more. We're like networks, like dance monkey. And it's not working for me. I need another Girls. I need another...
Oh, okay.
Veep,
like that level
of...
Oh my God, dude, Veep was so good.
Yeah, it was so good.
Veep, like joke for joke, is probably the tightest TV writing of anything.
The highest volume of jokes.
Per minute.
It's
so
crazy.
Funny, like throughout. It's like laugh out loud, nonstop. So is that the kind of thing you want to write? Is like
I don't think,
jokes?
I would love that. I don't know if I'm just definitely not capable of that level. I think I could see myself writing something in like the language of like Broad City or like Always Sunny is like a stretch, but like something like that. Yeah. Or Girls I really like as an example because it's just like so conversational. It feels like, I know there's like, it's obviously scripted, but it feels
Yeah. Well, I think that's
Like
a
there's a
testament
level
to the
yeah.
writing. And you know what's great about Girls too is that it's like situationally, like it's so sneakily hilarious. Like everything about it, you're like
Right.
everything that happens, every movement, every moment, every like word is actually hilarious.
Right. And I think that now it's like, okay, like let these people know when to laugh. Like let them know we gave them a joke.
I
Here's
agree.
a joke, plebes.
I actually think that that's like my biggest qualm with. Sorry, are you so uncomfortable?
No, I'm just like shifting around. No,
I
keep talking, keep
know.
talking.
Like I definitely I'm so scared for you. You're gonna be fine. We'll get massages. So we'll go to bathhouse, get a UTI.
Perfect. I would love a worm. I'm starving.
We're just like right next to the Flatiron one,
Yeah.
so it's good. We'll just go
Awesome.
get it. No, well, what?
Oh my God, where were we?
Wait, I just caught your ADD.
I'm so sorry.
It was literally like I was cooking on something.
The writing of Girls
It's
is like
brilliant.
effortlessly hilarious. They don't like wait for you to like get the joke. They're like, okay, we're
Oh
moving
no,
forward.
but your issue with TV in America is that it's too on the nose. I agree with you. I think
Yeah.
in Europe, the reason why I say America is because I think like British TV and playwriting and stuff
Yeah.
is like a lot more nuanced. Like if you take like a Fleabag or even like a comparable
Right.
like comedy show, like there's some really good ones on
higher
HBO.
quality.
So high quality, but it's because they're not beating you over the head with it.
I know.
That's what I strive for in my writing too.
It's brilliant stuff. I also think that like there's this like race to they're almost undeveloping characters recently. So like in the first episode, they're like, I'm the bitchy sister and I'm the boyfriend who doesn't really care. And it's like, okay, let us learn that, you know,
Right,
as the
instead of
show
saying
goes
it.
on, let the characters cook.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like in the first episode of all these shows recently, it's been like, okay, now I know who everybody is. That's great. It's so like low hanging fruit. I feel like a baby. I feel like they're like, okay, this is Coco Melon.
Right. Well, I think
He's gonna
also
be your new friend.
for
So
some shows, like I think they're responding to the fact that we're all watching TV but on our phones.
I don't think they're that. I don't think that they don't. I don't think that they don't. I don't think they have their finger on the pulse as much as we give them credit for. I really think they're just pumping stuff out.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just guessing.
No,
I'm
let's
being a
go with
pessimist,
that.
but it was.
But you're gonna solve it.
I want to.
No, you're
so are
gonna.
you.
We both are.
He, she, we are gonna solve it.
Are gonna
and
solve it.
they too
Us.
as well. Also, so
Our pronouns are us because
us.
we're gonna solve it.
Thumbnail.
Anyway, okay.
Hour 11 minutes.
Oh,
holy moly, we're
shit
killing.
balls.
I have the exterminator coming today because I have ants.
Let's go.
And I have ants because first of all, I don't know. No bug has any reason to be in my apartment. I have no food. I'm not home long enough to like get groceries right now. So I don't buy anything, but I do have ants.
Good.
I have an exterminator coming today, which will be great because he'll probably tell me I can't be in my apartment for like 12 hours.
No, they do. They have tricks.
Yeah, I'm
They know
going to
how
just
to do
go
it.
in and huff the fumes because there's no way that it could hurt me anymore.
No, yeah, you're already dying because
If
you're
anything,
back.
I'll pass out and I'll do one of those like Eastern medicine sleep on the ground situations.
Yeah, that'll be really good for you.
It's good for your back.
No, it totally is. I've done that before. It's great.
I really can't figure out. Like I did push-ups last night. Like maybe I did them weird.
But you're on a plane. It's probably plane
It's
stuff.
on a plane.
Planes fucking
I guess yeah.
up.
I did Mexico to New York on Sunday.
Yeah.
You think it's that?
It's
But why
gotta
was
be
I
that.
fine
I'm, like,
yesterday and not
tired
today?
Because sometimes
Jet lag.
it's jet lag.
The jet lag, my back got a
It's
hold of
definitely
the
jet
jet lag. Do you think? Okay.
It's in your your body keeps score.
let the bodies hit the floor.
The bodies hit the floor after they kept score, and that's what's happening to you.
Oh God, I've caught.
And we're gonna go write a hit TV show. Wait, okay.
Yeah.
Before we wrap,
Yeah.
I want to
Oh
hear.
yes.
I want to hear something from you. What is your most embarrassing moment?
Oh my God, I had like 6 coming in here. I think one, and we were talking about the job thing for the longest time today. One is definitely that I was in my final round interview with this company during COVID, and like they responded on a Saturday, and I was like, I'm gonna give them until Monday, so I'm not the one emailing back on a weekend. So Monday I said, hi, like excuse the delay, blah 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 blah, like best Connor, whatever, or my signature. But earlier that week we had been drinking heavily, and I asked Siri to call me vagina, 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 vagina. It's because Siri will go back to you and say, okay, I'll call you. Vagina, 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 vagina. And I was like, that is funny.
No, it's really funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And what I didn't know is that when Siri changes your name, she also changes your name on your email signature. So I said, hi, excuse the delay. Happy to be in touch. And attaches my resume, best vagina, 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 vagina. So I didn't get I actually never heard back.
I'm gonna be. That's so funny.
Yeah, it was funny. It's funny now. I'm glad that it happened.
And that's how you got to where you are today.
And that's how I got
Because imagine
this
if you
job.
had gotten that job.
I know.
Like if you hadn't vagina that.
I'd have a 401k.
You would literally have,
I would have 401k.
you'd literally like have investments like over your lifetime. You'd have a shop
I'd probably
account.
be married.
You'd have a kid. You'd be in Texas again.
Oh my God, I might be buff,
Yeah, you'd be hitting the gym a lot.
Yeah.
That's
Oh my
for
God.
sure. But your vagina.
Thank God I was vagina.
I'm gonna save you in my phone. It's
Times
vagina,
5.
vagina, vagina.
Yeah. You know who it is.
Yeah, everyone's like, who's texting you? I'm like,
You already know who it is.
I'm like, wouldn't you like to know?
Can I get on the list for tonight? Yeah, can I get a name? Vagina. And then it with V as in vagina,
Sounds
right?
like it sounds like it's spelled like it
And-
sounds.
yeah, we can Well, stop. Stop.
So that just 5 more times.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you do it again?
My brother, my dad's cock. Add him too. Thank you guys so much for having me. Again, my tickets are on sale right now, unless they're already sold out.
Which is amazing. Anyway, Connor, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
This has been a
This
treat.
has been fun. I would love to come on again when when I don't have an urgent care appointment, and all will be well.
Yeah, you could be even like a regular guest.
I would love to.
Whatever you want.
That would be great. I will redeem myself if anyone got it this far.
No, you did amazing.
Okay.
Connor, you're incredible.
No, you are.
You are like such a fun person to have in my life. I'm so glad we became friends.
Oh my God,
No,
me too.
I'll be mushy right now.
Thanks for having me.
You always make me laugh so much.
I love you.
I love chatting with you. And I
Ditto.
love ya.
Likewise. Love you.
Okay.
Happy hour. Let's go.
I'll see you like late at the next happy hour. Okay.
Let's go. Happy hour. Come on. I knocked the shelf over.
You knock over the fake wood.
It's laminate. Be careful.
The
It's
laminate.
laminate.
Watch out for the laminate. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for coming, Connor. Check out Connor. What is it? ConnorWood.com or something for your tickets.
Fibsandfriends.com. Actually, the link is in my bio. I don't want to give them the wrong
Whatever.
http://
/ something. But it's Fibula on
Fibula.
platforms. You got to check out his stuff. You're an inspiration.
Thank
and
you.
I'm so excited for what you're going to do next.
Ditto.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
See you at Bathhouse.
Yes. Worm time.